hitting it uh, wide, hitting it wide off, long off. These shots are pretty hard to play.
He's at 3 beautiful boundaries now, isn't he? 2 off Rohid, and that one off Ali, for me, was the pick of the bunch. Never tried to overhit, held his shape. And because you're in essence forcing against your body weight there, it's a very difficult shot to play. Can't beat the infield this time though, so misses out a little bit. Well, you wanted 40 odd for none, Paresh. It's what you've got. 45 for none the score after 6.
लक्ष्य अनेक एनर्जी एक एनर्जी भनेकै रेड बुल MIT, an internationally recognized degree, Bagh Bazar, Kathmandu. प्राइम बिलेटबाट बनेको हरेक निर्माणको मेरुदण्ड पञ्चकन्या 500 XT र 550 XT
He's giving a room to the left arm orthodox and hitting him over extra cover.
So now it will be Junaid Sadiq, maybe a recognition of the misstep from the captain, Mohamed Wasim. He'll go with his premier bowler now in the 7th. With the exception of that LBW appeal, no real chances for the UAE, and Nepal have started to find their batting groove. Not really the case in the first 2 games.
Kushal Burdell very cautious. Nasif Sheikh, the elegance that he has, played very good shots over extra cover, giving himself room. The 6 that he hit off Mohammad Rohid, excellent shot.
Schedule is a tough one, isn't it, Paresh? All of these sides at some points will have to play multiple games in multiple days, or consecutive days if you will. The 3 highest ranked seeds, Nepal, the UAE and Oman, had the benefit of not having to do that during the initial group stages, but now in the Super Sixes, all 3 of them will have to do it today and tomorrow, so they're kind of getting a taste of the medicine of the other sides. So tomorrow we will see just the 2 games in action, no morning match. Oman versus UAE at 2:30 p.m. and then it'll be you and I for Nepal versus Qatar, Paresh, at 7 p.m. Qatar have looked like a threatening side, haven't they, throughout this competition?
They were at the good stage while playing against Oman in the other ground. They were chasing 170 odd. They were 74 for 2 in the 9th over.
They probably just let Oman get a few too many runs, didn't they? Sort of 155, 160 you felt would have been very much within their compass, but they came up about 20 runs short. We'll get you the points table at the end of this over. That one's driven, and Bertel still wants the single. Junaid Sadiq not happy. He has a bit of that white line fever, doesn't he, when he gets out to the playing surface. I'm not sure what the mid-off fielder could have done here.
Hit it straight by Kushal Burdell.
I'm really not, and it's the captain as well. What could Mohamed Wasim have done to prevent that single?
Nothing.
Oh, you have to love it. Doesn't matter who the player is, even the captain. What are you doing, Wasim? Yeah, very harsh. Remember, the top 3 sides will qualify for next year in India and Sri Lanka. Definitely a little bit of extra spice on this match, just given the big rivalry between these 2 teams, but also the fact that it was Nepal that beat the UAE in the semi-final last time round to knock the UAE out of contention for USA. And the West Indies in 2024. It was a ruthless format, that one as well, because UAE won all their group games, lost the crucial semi-final, and with it went the World Cup dreams, which was the exact same format that Nepal suffered the fate from here at this venue back in 2021 for the 2022 World Cup.
in 2023 qualifiers, Asia qualifiers, that was Nepal lost one game in the group stages against Oman and played semi-final against UAE at Mulpani and won that and went to the final and qualified.
Yeah, and actually they lost that final, didn't they, to Oman via a super over. What a game that was. Good over this one from Sadiq and an excellent diving stop. Just finding something to work with there, the UAE. As a tight over from Sadiq keeps it to 4 runs. But Nepal will be pleased with their position. It's 49 for none.
हरेक निर्माणको धड्कन युनाइटेड सिमेन्ट्स
नेपालमा सर्वाधिक रुचाइएको चाउचाउ गजबको पिरो बब्बाल पिरो छ
स्पेशल सेलिब्रेशन्सलाई झन्डै स्पेशल बनाउने सधैँ KFC
यति कार्पेट किन्दा कार्पेटको पछाडि यतिको लोगो हेर्न नबिर्सिनुहोला यति कार्पेटको शहंशाह.
As does 5, of course. 3, you'll be in a good position, particularly with a good net run rate. There are some scenarios where if two sides kind of run away with it, a whole host of others could be tied on 2 wins apiece and actually get in with 2 wins and a good net run rate. So it's a strange one. You could win 2 games and qualify, or you could win 3 games and not, depending upon exactly how all the games go. You sense that for both Japan and Samoa this evening, for them to harbour realistic top 3 ambitions, they'll need to win tonight. That's a huge game for the 2 AAP sides that are left in the competition. As Harshit Kaushik will offer the other spin option, they'll hold back the off breaks of Dhruv Parashar. Do you feel it's must-win territory for the 2 AAP teams tonight? They've both been very impressive.
Especially Japan, they've been very impressive. They played very well against Kuwait, winning that game, and they were excellent against Nepal as well. 50 is up.
They probably, for the first 12 overs of that game against Nepal, they were favourites. An amazing position, 97 for 1. It took a miraculous fight back. Nepal bowled averagely, but Japan were just excellent. Slog sweep comes out and gets a good piece and gets it all the way for 6. That's a fine shot from Kushal Bertel.
Going down on one knee, hits it in front of the square on the onside. Very still head, watching the ball hitting the bat. That is what a batsman should do.
Looks like a part-time left-arm spinner, doesn't he? We saw him a little bit in the Asia Cup and in the Tri-Series with the ball, but he's in the team for his batting. Slightly unorthodox action, almost a fraction off the wrong foot, it feels like. Bit of turn on offer. This one's given, and UAE do strike. Now, I felt as though Kushal Bertel was very fortunate to survive the earlier decision from Hyder Ali, but this one has turned. So it might have been a case of kind of 2 decisions combining for one that's given out. Bertel got the first decision going his way. This time it goes the way of UAE, and Kaushik, with that little bit of unorthodoxy, he strikes.
It was a bit slow to the air, trapped right in front. Bertel, he has to go. That's plumb in front.
Yeah, I think it actually didn't turn as much as I thought at first. It's flicked to the front pad and then it's deflected off. So a very good decision, UAE. Well, they desperately needed that, but they're pumped up as a consequence. Bertel is gone for 28 of 26, and it is 56 for 1.
नेपाल टपको विकल्प छैन आजको जमानाको भरपर्दो पाइ नेपाल टप सब ठिकठाक
हरेक लक्ष्यको आफ्नै कथा हुन्छ जोशको उत्साहको मेहनतको लक्ष्य अनेक एनर्जी एक एनर्जी भनेकै रेड बुल
Dressing room. Rohit Patel will come to the crease. I would have sensed a real temptation to go with a left-hander here, whether that be Kushal Malla, who plays so well against spin, or whether it be Gulshan Jaa, who loves the big occasion and can thrive under pressure and is in a real hot streak of form. I think this will just allow probably the two left-arm spinners to bowl in tandem. It's a good over despite the maximum, and a very exuberant Harshit Kaushik who fields off his own bowling. He's got the breakthrough for the UAE.
Asian Paints Ultima Protect Shine. यसमा भएको UV हाइब्रिड टेक्नोलोजीले घाम, पानी, धुलोबाट दिन्छ वर्षौं वर्ष सुरक्षा। घर रहन्छ सधैँ शाइनदार घर वर्षौं वर्ष। Can't wait, won't wait. Sunfeast Dark Fantasy.
Actually, I think the head coach of Nepal, Stuart Law, wants Gulshan Jaa as a role of a finisher. That is why he's coming down. I would have tempted to go with Kushal Malla, as you said, because there are two left-arm orthodox there.
Suppose the counter to that will be Dhruv Parashar probably would have come into the attack. Zahid Ali it's going to be instead to continue for his second. Oh, inside edge, good diving stop from Rahul Chopra, captain of the ODI side, remember, not the captain of the T20 team. Wickets always change things, don't they? Nepal had it all their own way for the first 6 or 7 overs, but the UAE will fight back. They'll fight back hard here.
It was an inside edge. Dive to his left, the keeper, Rahul Chopra. A bit of a lazy looking shot by Asif Sheikh, not moving his feet.
You've got to remember the heat factor. It's 31, maybe 32 degrees today. The real feel. Humidity I saw yesterday was 80%. Hook shot. Fielder out there, but it goes wide and high to his left. I think that's gone straight into the rope and could be given as a maximum. He got a good piece of it. Oh, it's given as a one bounce 4. Very close to the rope and right in front of the Nepal team dugout. Bit of an argument between the fielder in the deep who's claiming it was 4 and then the Nepal bench who are saying no, it was straight into the rope and was 6. For me, I thought that hit the rope on the full. It's impossible for the umpire. He's 70 metres away. 2-run swing.
We don't have a cushion of a third umpire in this tournament, so the fielder has been moved a bit squarer now.
But I think it was the fielder who was indicating 4, whereas the Nepal dugout were saying we feel that's 6. Real point of conjecture there. If one of these sides ends up winning off the last ball by maybe, let's say, they need 4 to win off the last ball instead of 6. Oh, I tell you, I know what Nepal's social media will be doing. They will be zooming in and closing up on that replay and saying, why was that not given as a 6? I don't think you can blame the umpire, because the umpire really has to take the word of whoever's out there. He's got no chance 70 metres away. We've got even less chance. We're 150 metres away. It just looked like one that cannoned straight into the rope. Given as 4 though, not as 6, as Pedal will come on to strike. And he'll get off the mark with a nicely driven single.
We actually have a cushion of a replay, but the umpires, they don't have that. They have to decide, they have to give the decision in the centre.
Yeah, and just a reminder that the reason for that is that it's consistent across all of the pathway events. So it's not as though, let's say, the Americas final had the extra coverage and extra cameras. Every single event, whether it's the sub-regional qualifiers, whether it's Cricket World Cup Challenge League in the 50-over format, whether it's a women's sub-regional or women's global qualifier event final, they won't have that ability to go to the third umpire. Pulled nicely into the gap, but no real timing. Should easily get a couple here. It's a slightly shorter side today. And that consistency then has to be applied across the board. So obviously no DRS, because you need Hawkeye in place for that, and an additional probably 10 more cameras than we're working with here. But also no line decision. Sometimes you get, on slightly enhanced broadcasts, you get stumpings and runouts and boundary checks and fair catch checks, but not full DRS with a Hawkeye. We don't have either. And I know we sometimes get some questions as to why not. There has to be a consistency across the pathway events, and that's the way it is. And a reminder, of course, that we're only 4 years into this style of coverage. Only you need to go back 5, 6, 7 years where you might have struggled to get a scorecard for some of these games. So hundreds and hundreds of matches live and free on ICC TV, and great to be here with you for them. 9 have been bowled at 65 for 1.
सही खोजौं शुद्ध रोजौं मुटु चाहिन्छ मुटु
नेपालमा सर्वाधिक रुचाइएको चाउचाउ गजबको पिरो बबाल पिरो छ
भाग्यले जहिले साथ देला या नदेला तर ई सेवा लाइफ केयरले दिनेछ
Can't wait, won't wait. Sunfeast Dark Fantasy.
3 overs. I think it was 2 from Rahid and 1 from Sadiq that only went for 11. Sheikh hits it just shy of Mohammad Wasim, whose fielding is in a different stratosphere to where it was when his career started. He's told me just how hard he's been working in the gym, and he's always had good hands, but his movement now is significantly enhanced, even on a hot day like today. That was a good stop. But that death bowling, do you see a disparity in the quality between the two sides? It's always been a bit of a problem for Nepal.
It has been after Dipender Singh Airi started bowling in the death overs. One end problem has been solved, but not from the other end. Karan Keshi would have bowled in the death overs. Now it's all about Nandan Yadav, who can come and bowl in the death overs, mixing his pace.
Worked into the leg side. Now they might think of a second here. Interesting that Sheikh didn't want it. Possibly just showing a little bit of fatigue, Paresh. Because that was the perfect kind of weight to a stroke to get back for the second, and a good angle to go with it. Credit to Dhruv Parashar, who ran in very ably. But I thought there was 2 there. Real feel, Paresh, your app is brilliant. You've got to tell me what app that is. 37 degrees. Is that the humidity again that is spiking up? Humidity 73%. Temperature 31, but real feel up 37, 38. It will ease off as we get towards the second innings. Would that have been the smallest of factors when Rohit Paudel decided to bat first?
It might be. And the players, the openers, they have justified the decision by Rohit Paudel to bat first. Opening stand of 50 runs.
Helped around the corner, not the right line from Kaushik. There's going to be a chase all the way down to the rope in vain for Rohit. That's just a nice little tickle around the corner. It's something that Rohit Paudel maybe does better than anyone in the associate game. He uses the pace from the spinners on the offside and on the leg. He's all about deflections and little contortions with the bat. Very, very clever, and 4 more runs to the total.
The bottom hand comes a bit slightly out of the bat, and he works with his top hand. Either side of the wicket, the late cuts that he plays.
Again, this time it's hit better, so there's no chance of 2, so they'll just jog through for the 1. It's been a fascinating 10 overs. Every single associate El Clasico always has its ebbs and its flows and its moments for both sides. I think maybe Nepal just fractionally the happier of the 2 teams because they have 9 wickets in hand, but they'll also look like they'll want to get that run rate moving more swiftly in the second innings. We'll have a much needed break here in the commentary box. The players need the drinks even more than us. With the score after 10 overs, Nepal 73 for 1. Don't go anywhere too far. Back in 5 minutes time.
लक्ष्य अनेक, एनर्जी 1. एनर्जी भनेकै Red Bull.